What'd you think of your voice on the last, a couple places in the last podcast we did? The one on Don't Look Up.
What I think of my voice? Yeah. Well, I hope it was good.
So I changed a couple things on your voice in a couple places, and mine too.
Oh, did you really?
Just to see if anybody notices.
Huh.
Oh, wait, you didn't hear it yet.
No, I did not.
I know, surprise. Oh my gosh, I sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I like to mess with you like that. Yeah. And the shock on your face is always just priceless. Guest star.
Yeah, I've been trying some new things on the editing.
Oh, interesting.
And so I was practicing on some other things, and so I'm going to add that into the podcast. This one too. Yeah. Do some voice changes. Just for fun.
Do you have like instant oatmeal when you prepare the videos?
No, I don't, but I have an instant family every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you eat for breakfast is an instant family?
No, not eat, but that's what's every morning. I go get a new family. It's, because it's just easy.
The paperwork
to do.
is so simple.
It's easy. It's not like you have to go through a bunch of classes or you have to, go through a process.
Do the whole avatar thing.
Right.
As you know, we're talking about Instant Family, the 2018. What did you call it?
Instant Classic?
I did, yeah, Instant Classic.
Yeah.
I don't remember half the things I say.
Movies. The average person can be inspired by them. They can make us laugh. Movies can keep us on the edge of our seat and so much more. Maddie's Movie Mix is a podcast for movie enthusiasts of all kinds. We hope you enjoy the show.
Wait. Matt Logan!
Yes, we both have the same problem. You.
Listen. You smell something?
Yippee-ki-yay. This is Tyler Peterson. There's so many times where you're like, do you remember what you called it or what you sent the text message? I'm like,
I sent a text message? What's that? Hey, did you see the thing with Neil Young?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Spotify and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So I put this, I wrote this thing, like the day it happened, right? I wrote this thing. Did you see what I wrote?
I did. Well, I saw it. I was going to read it later and then.
Yes, it just obviously wasn't a real big thing, but I just said something like, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said, Neil Young is trending for bullying Spotify.
Yeah.
And I said, who's Neil Young? Because he's like...
Neil's old.
He's an old singer. Like,
yeah.
He's... no offense, Mom and Dad, but he's an old singer.
Yeah.
And he's going to this massive company and bullying them to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Who is clearly like outperforming him.
Yeah.
What didn't he have some like song about freedom?
Yeah.
All these things.
He was a different man.
Right. And it's so interesting, like but people were saying like, "Oh, you don't remember who Neil Young is?" And I'm like, "No, I do. It was just a joke." Like I put the back. Did you see the background even?
Yeah.
I put all the laughy, cryy faces.
There's only so much you can do.
And it's like
I get in trouble for just text messages to my wife. Of like
we don't want to hear about text messages to your wife.
Well, here's the thing: is I like to joke around a lot.
Yeah.
And she takes things a little bit more literally.
Oh,
than
okay.
I like.
Yeah.
Or not that I like, but
that
I don't intend it for it to be taken that way. After reading the text messages, I can see how they would be taken that way.
I've done that many times. I get it.
Oh my gosh. I took a nonverbal communication class, and there's just so much.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Just because you were getting in trouble too much with your wife?
We talked about last week about all these subtle cues that I normally don't pick up on. So I don't know. This is... Yeah, sometimes I get in trouble with my wife. Good or bad. You can take it however you want.
Right. Well,
but talking about instant family and how they're made.
Exactly.
Adoption.
This was, look, I'm gonna just be real open and honest right now about this. I'm kind of an emotional guy. Like, seriously, I really truly am.
Right.
I don't say that as a bad or I hide it or anything. I really am an emotional guy.
Except when it comes to your ratings, your overall score.
Yes.
Just
I
kidding.
don't allow my emotions to, like, manage my life.
Yeah.
For sure. But, like, I get emotional talking to people. I was had a Lyft ride the other day, and I'm like, dude's making me cry. You know, I'm like, oh, that's so sad. That sucks. But I like the stories like this, and the story with that Lyft driver. He, what he learned through that experience and came out of it, and you know, it bettered his health and all of it. So this is the same kind of thing. This movie is like so touching and emotional. Like, it gets you right down into the core.
It's so authentic.
Yeah.
It feels like.
So I might have welled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, this is my wife's favorite movie. She's been waiting for us to review it for a while.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, we'll get to it. And I was surprised you've never seen it. But then I remember when
I'm surprised I haven't
seen
seen it either.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't.
Well, I think it flew under the radar because I remember we went on an Alaskan cruise, one of the 4 places I've actually been to outside of Minnesota. And it was one of those.
Which is about the only place I haven't been to, by the way.
Hey, well, we complete each other.
Yeah. I'll tell you my stories, you tell me yours.
That's right. So I remember this. So they played these movies, like it was like HBO, where they just played movies in the background.
Oh, sure.
And so this was one that would, and they had probably like 10 or 12 films that was just constantly cycled through the whole week. And so this is one of them. And so, my gosh, my wife is going to get brought up a ton. Nope. But this is one that would play, and so we would catch segments of it, but we never actually watched the whole thing because we're like, well, we're at a location, or we want to go not outside because it's Alaska, and I mean it wasn't cold because it was summer, but still. But then we got home and we were like, man, I really just want to see this whole thing because the segments that we watched, all of it was just super good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how John Wick was for me, if you remember.
Oh, that's right.
Except
the connections weren't.
Yeah, no, exactly. I came into it and there's all this killing and stuff. I'm like, this is a terrible show.
Bad potato chip.
Right.
Bad.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So I get it, dude. It made you want to watch more all throughout the film. And it's like, you know, I want to get into it more and things. So that's totally like, I get it.
Yeah.
I loved, if you haven't seen this, spoiler, I loved how Marky Mark. I loved how his character did the whole dad thing.
Yeah.
You know, I really enjoyed that. I think I saw a lot of myself in that character because, you know, there was times he like blew up and was trying to control the situation because you not because he was trying to be a jerk. I mean, but you want to control the situation because you want to make it better.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, the teaching moments and stuff too. I'm like, oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Right. And I really enjoyed how he did that. He's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Certainly at the level he's at.
Right.
You know, I mean, he just so watchable.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many times where I was like, this is so, like, I could see myself doing this, like, when they were first going to the adoption class.
I was honestly, though, sorry to interrupt you, I was really, like his music video, I wanted to see him with his shirt off, but.
Hey, you know, you get that dad bod going. Just for the record, Tyler didn't know who Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch was before we started, so I had to show him the video. Yeah. So if you haven't ever seen it or haven't seen it in a while, go have some fun. Jump on YouTube. You'll be enlightened, and subscribe to us. That's right. No, but go on and watch the video Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations.
Yeah, and if you just wanted just a good laugh for a day, just go watch that.
Yeah, it is. It truly is.
I just had to smirk the whole time as I was watching because it was so obnoxious.
Anyway, go ahead. Continue now that I interrupted you again.
So, I actually remember where my train of thought was.
All right, good. See, you're getting better at that.
I'm trying. And the train is staying connected better.
I'm forcing you into that memory.
Oh, my gosh. Didn't want to do it in high school. Don't want to do it. No, just kidding.
Hey, next week, we're going to be in the remodeled space.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to quite be finished. We're going to have a few details, I think, to do, but I'm like, we're just going to do it.
Yeah. Posters of red dresses in the background.
Yeah, the posters aren't going to be there yet. Guy I know he's gonna make some stuff for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some digital, he does some digital artwork.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have. I think when you get up there and you see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, at all. I don't want. I want to show you just it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I just heard about things.
Yeah, so I want you to just walk into it being pretty much done. But so there's these spaces that I have that I want to, I have my movie collection, and I'm going to have areas for Marvel and
do you want a popcorn machine? Like an old authentic, not old authentic, but so for our wedding gift from Megan's grandparents, we got this carnival popcorn maker thing.
Really?
That we just don't have we live in a house, we don't consume movie amounts of popcorn on a daily basis.
Yeah, we should do it.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll bring it over and we can go from there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But back to the train of thought.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Mark being a dad and just being relatable. I really enjoyed it. The adoption agency of when we adopted Meatball, I mean, they just have such a good thing going. They have rescue pets and stuff like that. So I was just thinking for adoptions, you guys could just have rescue kids. And I'm like, I could see my wife hitting me at the same time because that's exactly what I'd be doing. Or when he said because the Ellie and Pete have the conversation of these are kids we're dealing with, and he's yeah, but we do all these construction stuff, and he was just relating it to his job of we repair buildings, and it's just the same type of idea. We can absolutely do this, and so I just thought that was super it seemed real, and
it did.
That's what I love about this movie is there's so many authentic moments of
even the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That was oh yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the films, it's that would never be real in a neighborhood, and you know what I mean. It's pretty obvious, but no, it was authentic. Joan, what's her name, was in this too, I think, towards the end there. Oh my gosh, what was her name?
Is she the one that is in School of Rock?
What's that?
Yes. School of Rock.
Yeah. Cusack. Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Did a little role. And I was she came on screen, and I'm they made her look kind of old, I thought.
They did. Well, she might be kind of old.
I don't think she's that old.
The last movie I remember in is School of Rock.
Okay. That was quite a while ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
But I thought it was fun because she plays that type of character super well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That quirky neighbor.
Yeah.
I love that.
You guys want to come over, or do you mind if I join in on the hug?
Yeah. That was funny. And then she had pie or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Pie.
She convinced Sharon and Karen to come. You guys want some pie? And Karen's I can't deny some pie, and goes in and takes Karen with her.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I looked her up here real quick. She is 59.
I was going to say
right
62.
now. So back then, she would have been 55, 54, 55.
Yeah. I guess she definitely looks old. But I mean,
I thought she looked like she was 65.
60? Yeah.
60, at least 62.
Yeah. But I guess her character didn't. I
was just in shock. Like I was like, wait, that's Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Like I just was in shock.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of good things in this. Good actors.
So many good moments.
Yeah.
Let's see. And this isn't the first time that Isabela and Mark Wahlberg had played father and daughter.
Right. I had read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they were in Transformers The Last Night together.
Yep.
Which didn't get good ratings, but they were again father daughter, which was kind of fun that they could reprise that kind of relationship on film. That doesn't happen too much.
I didn't know really almost anything about Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
We decided we're gonna talk about her deep dive, a little bit later. But so I started reading about her and learning about who she is, where she's from. She's from Australia.
Oh, I can't think of my Australian accent. Down under or something like.
Right.
It would have butchered anyway.
the dingo, my baby. But I thought, like, holy cow, her English accent was phenomenal. Her Americanized,
which is funny because Australians speak English.
They speak English,
but it's still Australian. I just think English is such a crazy language when you think about England English, American English, Australian English. They all speak the same language, but the dialect and sound is 100% different.
I know, it's pretty wild. So that was pretty cool to learn. I'm so happy that they made this movie to make money.
Yeah, and they did.
And they made a lot of money.
Yeah, they did.
Did you read that?
I did. I now have a section for that because I know we talk about it every week. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the budget was $48 million.
Yep.
Which I thought was a little bit higher than what I was expecting it to be. I was thinking maybe 30, 35.
I wonder if they got paid pretty well.
I don't know what they would have spent it on.
Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't a lot of CGI.
No.
Unless the sets were more realistic then.
Yeah, but they have sets like that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they have.
Right.
So, I mean, different paint, different this, it makes a whole new...
Certainly not anything that would cost over $5 million. 95% that would have to go to actors, and maybe marketing wasn't great either. So, I mean, it must have been this probably mostly just for the actors.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that Mark Wahlberg, what did he get, $10 million for something like this, maybe?
Yeah.
Rose Byrne, $6-7 million, because her name. I mean, she's big.
She is.
She's pretty big, so maybe more. But he is clearly the lead.
He is. Yeah, that's where they focus a lot of it on.
Yeah.
But the kids are, man.
Yeah.
The kids are so much fun.
Yeah. So tell us what it made in the box office.
$120.6 million is what I had.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Again, it's so weird because I just don't remember this movie releasing at all. The only way that I know about it was because I was on a cruise ship and it happened to be playing.
Right. Yeah, that's cool though. That makes a good movie.
Yeah.
That makes something that you watch over and over again.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I'll watch this again for sure.
Yeah, we watch it maybe once a month. Because again,
really?
It's my wife loves this. That's cool. I understand. And it's super nice to have on the background because there's just so many different quotes that you just can go at any time. And
at the end of the film, they had so based on a true story.
Yeah.
The end of the film, they had in the end credits, they had the photos of the different adopted,
which I thought was so much fun.
That was great. But did you see the characters? Like they looked similar. Like Tom Segura.
Yeah.
So he's the comedian. He was the brother-in-law or whatever.
I loved it that when they were praying at that Thanksgiving scene and he kept his eyes closed the whole time.
Yeah.
But they were clearly having conversations, and so he was talking like this, and then his wife is like, open up your eyes.
Right. That's totally real life.
Probably didn't even realize his eyes were so closed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So his character, also looked like the one-to-one of how they did that whole thing with the adoption. Yeah, I was like pretty impressed by how they did all that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if it's based on a true story, they don't even try to make them look like anybody.
No.
Just that.
Except in Invictus. Morgan Freeman looks like Nelson Mandela.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's old.
I don't know why that just popped into my head so quickly. I like that movie, and I like Morgan Freeman. So
I've never seen it. I remember seeing all the previews and everything for it, but I've never seen it.
Good old rugby. But yes, they look similar. Actually, I don't know that. I'm taking your word because I didn't actually do a
Thanks
one-to-one.
for trusting me.
Hey.
What do you think? We want to score it? We want to rate it?
Talk about that rating? Actor chemistry?
Yeah, let's do it.
I gave it a 4.7. The cast, I think, is just phenomenal. The kids, I just feel like Pete and Ellie felt like they could be parents.
Okay, tell me again what you got for actor chemistry.
4.7.
Okay, good. I was worried there for a minute.
If you want me to break it down, I'd do like 4.7, 4, 3, 6, 8.
Well,
if you don't want the same thing.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't the same thing. It's not, so we're good.
Okay. Would that mess with your equations?
No. I was just like, we got to be off on some of this stuff, man.
Hey, well, when the connection's there, the connection's there.
That's true. We do like...
Let me tell you, when we do Scream next week, I can guarantee you our numbers will not be the same.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh!
I want to.
Like a little girl.
When we get the new space, Tyler, movies like that, we're gonna screen it together. I want to
scream it together.
Scream it together. Screen it together. I wanna see the look on your face.
As long as I can have a catheter, so I don't have to worry about peeing my pants. So 4.7 is what I gave this one. Again, the kids work well. I really even like Karen and oh my gosh, Karen and Sharon.
Right? Yeah.
I think it's so funny. I always have a hard time when characters are named Karen nowadays, just because Karen has such a bad rap as a name. Or I even think of when they're doing the adoption event and they're like, "Any kids you like?" And I was like, well, there was this one kid. She was kind of lonely, and she sat by herself. It looks like she was tied to a radiator and hasn't been fed in years.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, that's my kid."
Yeah.
She's alone she's alone because she has a happy family.
Yeah, that was good. That was a perfect piece that they added into that.
Yeah.
And that, what's her name? Octavia? Is that her name?
Octavia Spencer.
Yeah. So, she's a comedian also.
Yeah, and she was in Hidden Figures.
Yes.
Super good actor.
Yeah.
Super funny.
Right. What did we just do that she was in too? Didn't we do something that she was in?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I was impressed by the cast. So I gave it a 4.6. They did a really nice job. Their comedic timing was good.
I think what this movie does so well is the characters balance each other out so well. Like Karen and Sharon, Sharon was a little bit more free-willed, and it was like, you're not all going to make it, or I forget what it was, or Karen was like, no, you can't say that because then someone ended up leaving.
Yeah.
And then Ellie and Mark's balance, and so the balance was there.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah, totally. The kids too, I was like super impressed because whenever there's kids in a movie, you
just don't know.
You just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you don't know how they're going to do on set. But then it's harder with kids to build that natural authenticity with one another. I feel like a lot of times people are acting it, or there's chemistry there and you can see it and it works well. But with kids, I can only imagine that being 5 times harder.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Because they want to go play with their dolls or whatever and not wanting to focus on the time. But so not only do they have to focus on acting, but they have to build the relationships with and sometimes that doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that then.
Yeah.
Filming locations.
There was nothing spectacular.
No.
I mean, but that's what this film to me was just super authentic, super grounded. I liked the flashbacks. I don't know if this is filming location. The flashback scene of like when he killed the other guy's dad because
he didn't kill him.
But like all the locations were, I felt like nothing spectacular. But you had the adoption agency. I liked that they had the kids' handprints and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be authentic to what would be going on. They had the park scene at the lake, which who does like I remember going to like a picnic with my family on the lake, meatball, and so I gave the 4.5. I mean, again, I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yeah, expectations were there for sure. I was a little bit, the one thing that really, let me call it, triggered me was when they went to court the first time.
Yeah,
it was raining like super hard.
Yeah,
super overcast.
Yeah,
this was supposed to take place in California. You saw different things that were California. It doesn't do that in California. Way up north, maybe.
Yeah.
But that looks so much different than what that. You know what I mean?
I don't, but
okay, so.
I've never been to
Northern California looks very different from what they were showing scenes of.
Okay.
Right? Like, so I just didn't buy that at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I mean, it could have been raining like that, but that was like a Midwestern type rain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't like it. So 3.9.
I got Midwest 5s. I mean, I really don't know where it was. I mean, they don't really ever say.
Well, I just watched.
Well, I know
like
you see in the background
license plates. I saw a couple different California license plates. A couple other things too. I saw that were like,
I suppose. But I got Midwest 5s, but I don't look at license plates and stuff like that. So,
come on, Tyler. It's all in the details.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to get my magnifying glass the next time. I just learn my license plates, I guess, too.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. Like, I pick it up pretty easily because I see. Yeah.
In Iowa's, in Minnesota's, in Wisconsin's. That's about it.
But I see them all.
Oh, I know Florida's.
That's
an orange on it.
That's an obvious one. Yeah. Cinematography. I'm gonna go first on this one.
It's all yours.
Just because I don't know. I want to. I thought that they did a really nice job with making average places just kind of enjoyable. Like, there was nothing spectacular about the filming locations per se, but the way they made them still looked inviting, still looked real.
Remember
shots.
When the kids come home for the first time and Ellie's going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
And they did it was one shot, but you see kids coming in and out and just absolute chaos. Like, how many times do you see that same exact scene, but the way it's shot is you go to the kids' faces, they're going to bed or to the bathroom. Like, I really enjoy that they just kept it there, just absorb the chaos that's going on.
Yeah.
And not make you feel the chaos because they're doing so many different shots.
Right. Yeah. No, they did a nice job with this.
Yeah.
They definitely. They had to do that because it was authentic, real life, right? Like, they didn't have anything spectacular or flashy or whatever to work with. So, 4.3.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 4.2. The only other scene I think that was really interesting that they did was the one where they're talking about how a kid feels connected to an adopted family.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had all the strings attached to each person and said, they feel disconnected from teachers, their parents, but the one thing they feel connected is to each other. And what I really enjoyed about that is, it was more of they took their time of not like rushing through cutting it all, but you could also hear the scissors snip each time.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to do. I mean, they had a big scissors, but.
Right.
It could have been something that they could have cut out and just kept it to the dialogue that was being said.
Right. They probably added that in later for sound effects. I mean, they do.
They probably hard mic'd the scissors.
They probably did that in the studio.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But yeah.
Can you imagine that was just your job? Like, I think so.
You ever seen those videos? Have you ever seen those videos where sound effect videos, like on YouTube or whatever?
Well, I don't know if it's. Well, I've listened to documentaries of soundtracks and how they come up with different noises, because there's so many times where they don't have an instrument, but they know what sound they want, and so they have to go through all these different techniques of like tools and things and manipulation to make a certain sound. And so so I have seen, maybe not specifically sound effects, but score. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Like water splash sound. You know, they don't get it. They don't do that by jumping in the pool.
No.
You know, it's weird.
It's usually like something like super simple, like not super simple, but like
you
have one thing in your hand and
you're
doing something funky with it to get the sound.
Right. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So, yeah. Costume design.
I gave it a 3.9.
Okay.
I thought maybe some of the kids' outfits, like especially Lita, she could have had some more. Like, she was not obnoxious, but she was like an outgoing kid that loved everything. Like, she loved playing with her dolls.
Yeah.
So like she could have easily just had like a dress or something like that.
Yeah. They could a couple of
or a costume specifically, and so. Wish they would have done more with that, but like Mark and Ellie's character, I mean, they were down to earth people. One was a construction and one did interior design. So I don't think they need to do anything fancy with that. But again, with the kids, I think they could have done something more than what they did.
Yeah, they kind of did with Lizzie a couple of times.
Yeah, they did.
Right. So costume design was like, they could have done a few things. I know they wanted to make it authentic, but I don't know, 3.7 just because they didn't do anything.
Oh my gosh! You remember when who was Jan, the Grandma Jan? Was that who was Ellie's mom?
Yeah,
I think it was Jan.
Yeah.
Remember when they had this Sharpie?
Yeah.
And they were like,
that was disturbing.
No. It was. Well, I mean,
it was, but it was definitely like funny.
It was funny, disturbing.
Yeah.
Of like, this is, or Mom, you realize that Sharpie? She was like, no.
They're washable.
Grandma Sandy's in the house. You got a
T-shirt?
In the
court, right. Burst in the courtroom like that.
I didn't get a T-shirt.
We talked about the music before the show.
Yeah. I really liked it.
I did too.
It was pretty up. So it was the songs they picked.
Right. So it was good and it fit, but it wasn't like memorable.
Yeah. So I think like if you're looking at just like the soundtrack itself, I felt very basic, but it was fine. Like it almost felt like one of those things where, not to like diss what was done with it, but it felt like when I work on Apple Music or like when I work on iMovie, sometimes there's like just music you can use for free in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And so at times it felt like that.
Yeah.
If it was like, you just got like the belly noises going on.
Maybe they edited the movie in iMovies, you think?
Not maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know too much. He did, so it was Michael Andrews who was the composer.
Yeah.
He did The Big Sick, Daddy's Home, and Bridesmaids, which I think are all good films, but again, not any of those are memorable for the score.
Yeah.
But again, there's songs that were played within the movie that weren't like the score that I really enjoyed, like We're Coming Home and stuff like that. That's one of I knew that I had that song on before I watched, like on my playlist before the movie. I heard it on the movie, so stuff like that definitely boosted it up. But I gave it a 4.2.
I'm not quite that good.
Yeah.
It was very average, normal, fitting, like for real life and what was going on. So I gave it a 3.9.
Okay.
I think that it's hard to do a film like this for me because
it's not an epic.
It's not. It's like going into it, like there's going to be certain things like the locations, like the score that aren't going to be like over the top.
Right.
But you want them to also fit and make sense. So that's why I'm there.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was trying to say it's hard to integrate when you break it up towards film because, again, going into this, the score wasn't going to be important. So then how do you grade that in accordance to I mean, obviously we grade it individually, but obviously I doubt money was allocated to this as it would be like towards an epic.
Yeah, for sure. And, when we were talking about, we're 25 or we're 26. We're 20. We can rent cars.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that what you said a couple weeks ago?
That's right. When you were talking about No Way Home, we hit 21.
21, the big 21.
So
we can
I think
drink
we're only.
now. So
we are.
So we're 26 now.
Man, we are aging quick.
Fast. We're in trouble.
That's right. Maybe this will be a case like Benjamin Button's.
Right. But we, for me anyway. We talked beforehand that I wanted to make sure, we had kind of this consistent thing that we went down.
Right.
Because you can essentially, if you're a wandering generality and not a meaningful specific, right? Yeah. So we have to have something that's kind of that staple.
Right.
And then outside of that staple where it's like, okay, here's what we need to watch for.
Yeah.
I think that's so important in a film like this.
Yeah.
More so than it is in an epic.
Right.
Because you can just go all over the place. But if you don't have something consistent, then it's like, well, what's your metric?
Right. Exactly.
So but overall entertainment, I was like blown out of the water by this movie.
It's so good.
I do remember seeing, previews about it or whatever. I don't know why I didn't watch it because I like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's really good at what he does. So, but I was super entertained. I felt like I was more informed.
Yeah.
As well. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, exactly.
4.7 on the overall entertainment. Just, it kept me awake.
There was just so much. Well, so I gave it a 4.8. Again, this is one we probably watch once a month or once every other month. So obviously my wife and I find a lot of enjoyment out of this film. But like what I like about it is, again, there's so many, like, it seems authentic relationship. There's so much humor spread throughout it too. Like there's so many quotes that I could just say from this movie. Like Grandma Sandy coming in, or the bad potato chip. Bad.
Yeah.
Shut up, you can't tell me what to do, you beaner.
Yeah.
She gets that off the TV. And so it's just like stuff like that. Totally the other scene where the guy's using the waxer, I forget. The
Zamboni.
The Zamboni.
Yeah, like for floors.
And Mark rips him off and like just he punches him in the face. I don't think does he get kicked in the balls too?
Yeah.
I thought so. Oh yeah, because the wife Ellie does that. And so I just think it's so funny, like how many times do we feel and then they forget the kids in the car.
I know.
And so oh man. Yeah. 4.8. There's just so much to love about this
there
movie.
really is. There really is. Which gives my mathematical overall rating 4.2.
I gave it a 4.6.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm gonna probably I'm gonna have this. I'll have to add this one to the collection.
It's definitely worth it for the collection.
I think so. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go adopt a kid.
Yeah. We got some out in the back for you.
We really don't, by the way, if you're watching or listening. How do
Just
they
squirrels.
say that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forget. No, she's kidding. We don't actually have kids in the back.
No inventory on hand or something. I know. Yeah, that was good. What a good film all the way around, though. I mean, it had me feeling the emotions of it.
I'm like, I feel a little guilty too, I guess. You know, I feel like I could do more. I don't want to talk about what I do specifically on this podcast for sure, but I felt like I could do more in society and stuff, I guess. And that's good.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And it's simple, and it just makes you think about the little things that you could do to make other people's lives better.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Not sure what that is, but we're going to do it. So you need to hammer the like button, hammer the share button, make sure you subscribe to us, turn on notifications.
That's right.
We appreciate you watching and listening. See you next time.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.
So it's done.
It's done.